Alright, let's be honest. Italy is on almost everyone's travel bucket list. But if you want to experience Italy like a local, enjoy every moment, and avoid common tourist mistakes, listen up. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 10 things you should never do when you're in Italy. Trust me, some of these may seem small, but get them wrong and you might end up looking like a total tourist, or even worse, offending the locals. You don't want to ruin your Italian dream trip over a simple coffee order, right? So, stick around, take notes, and by the end, you'll be more prepared than 90% of tourists stepping into this incredible country. And hey, if this is helpful, hit that like button to let us know. Let's jump in. 10 things to never do in Italy. 1. Never order a cappuccino. After 11 a.m., here's one you probably didn't see coming. In Italy, cappuccino is strictly a morning drink, and ordering one in the afternoon is like putting a big flashing sign on yourself that says, "I'm a tourist." Italians believe milk-heavy drinks like cappuccino are only for breakfast. Imagine the looks you'll get if you stroll into a cafe at 3 p.m. and casually order one. It's almost like breaking a social code, and in Italy, you don't want to do that. Instead, if you're craving coffee later in the day, order an espresso or a macchiato. Trust me, it's an easy switch that makes a world of difference in how the locals perceive you. Plus, you'll feel way more like an insider. 2. Never expect dinner before 7 p.m. Here's a big one. If you're used to having dinner at 6 p.m., you might be in for a bit of a culture shock. In Italy, dinner is a late affair. Most Italians wouldn't dream of eating before 8 p.m. So if you show up at a restaurant at 6 p.m., not only will it be empty, but it might not even be open yet. Italians believe in savoring the evening, stretching dinner over multiple courses, and really taking their time. It's all about the experience. So, what should you do if you're hungry early? Have a gelato, grab a small snack, but prepare yourself for a true Italian dinner that's worth the wait. Speaking of which, if you've ever experienced Italian food that made you go, wow, drop a comment with your favorite dish. I'd love to hear. 3. Never touch the produce in markets. This one's a bit tricky because, if you're from a place where it's normal to pick up and inspect fruits and veggies, Italian markets are going to feel a little different. Here's the deal. Italians have a strong sense of respect and hygiene, so touching produce with your bare hands is a huge no-no. Instead, ask the vendor, and they'll choose the best items for you. They know what's ripe, they know what's freshest, plus, you get a local's recommendation. And trust me, Italians take pride in their produce. Getting a little guidance from a local on what's best that day, it's like a bonus insider tip you'll appreciate. Try it out, and you'll see what I mean. 4. Never forget to validate your train ticket. If you plan on traveling by train, which you absolutely should, here's a simple yet crucial rule: validate your ticket. Italian train stations have little yellow or green machines where you need to stamp your ticket before boarding. Miss this step, and you could face a big fine. Not exactly the memory you want to take home, right? Just a quick stop at the validation machine can save you time, money, and a whole lot of hassle. Knowing small details like this makes you feel like a savvy traveler, doesn't it? 5. Never eat at a restaurant right next to a major tourist spot. You know that feeling when you've been walking around a major attraction and you're just starving? You might be tempted to grab a table at the first restaurant you see next to the Colosseum or the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Don't do it. These places often have inflated prices and food that's, well, designed for tourists, not flavor. To get a truly authentic Italian meal, wander just a few streets away, or look for a small place packed with locals. That's usually where you'll find the magic. And maybe even a friendly local recommendation for what to order. Curious to know the best Italian dishes? Keep watching, you'll thank me later. 6. Never assume everyone speaks English. This is one of those things that can really set you apart as a respectful traveler. While a lot of Italians do speak English, especially in touristy areas, showing an effort to speak even a few basic Italian phrases can really warm people up to you. Just saying buongiorno, good morning, or grazie, thank you, shows you're making an effort, and Italians love that. Plus, trying out a new language is half the fun of travel, isn't it? 7. Never tip like you're in the US. Here's a money-saving tip. Tipping in Italy isn't expected like it is in the US. Instead, many restaurants include a service charge or coperto right on the bill. So if you're used to adding 20% to the check, you can relax a bit. A couple of euros for great service is always appreciated, but there's no pressure to tip more than that. You'll save a bit of cash here, which can go right to that extra gelato, or, another slice of pizza. Rate: never expect ice in your drink. This might sound trivial, but if you're used to ice-cold drinks, Italy might surprise you. Italians generally serve drinks without ice, and asking for it can sometimes get you a raised eyebrow. It's just not the norm. Instead, embrace the local way. Italians believe in experiencing the true flavor of a drink, and that means no ice watering it down. After all, when in Rome, right? 9. Never rush through meals in Italy. Meals are more than just eating. They're an experience to savor. Italians spend hours over a meal enjoying each course in the company. So, if you're used to fast service, be prepared to slow down. The waiters aren't ignoring you, they just expect you to relax and enjoy. When in Italy, do as the Italians do. Take your time, let each dish surprise you, and make dinner an event to remember. 10. Never ignore dress codes for religious sites. One last tip: when visiting religious sites like the Vatican, make sure you're dressed appropriately. Cover your shoulders and knees, or you might be turned away. Italians hold these sites in deep respect, and dressing modestly shows you honor that tradition too. So there you have it, 10 things you should never do in Italy. Following these tips will help you blend in, avoid rookie mistakes, and truly enjoy Italy the way it's meant to be experienced. If you found these tips helpful, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We're here to make sure your travel dreams go smoothly every step of the way. And drop a comment if you're planning a trip to Italy soon. We'd love to hear what you're most excited about. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy travels. Subscribe, watch more, like and share.